Right, okay, I think we're recording and we are live. Welcome back to the Counter-Strike Casuals podcast. Hey?
Straight back into it, mate.
Well, not quite. We've had a bit, 1 week off, which was mainly because of life stuff my end. And
Well, both.
we're danger recording at the moment with a baby in the room, so we'll see how we get on. Might have to do it in parts, but hey ho. Let's get straight into it though. First thing I want to do is the last podcast I challenged people to 1v1s. And someone called me out, a guy called Shaquille O'Peel, and he's like, I'll have a 1v1, and I've not ignored him or not took him up on that challenge, but when I went to search Shaquille O'Peel, there was about 100 Shaquille O'Peels on Steam. So what you need to do, Shaquille O'Peel, Mr. Shaquille O'Peel, is give me your Steam friend code or something more where I can find you direct, because there was about 15 of you and I just couldn't be bothered to go through it all. So hit me up properly and let's get to it. Let's have a go. Right, what's been happening since our last pod? Talk while I anxiously keep looking over at a child in my room.
Right. RMRs are finished for the major. Big news. Who's made it? Who's not made it? Who you surprised about? Who you're not surprised about?
I think who am I most surprised about? I think it was probably but this is again recency bias from watching last night or the night before. Probably Liquid, Liquid and Astralis. They're the two I would say for me the most surprising, or the ones that I think.
Yeah, for me,
they're the two that I wish were there.
who did you say? Liquid and Astralis?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was a little bit surprised Falcons didn't make it. To be honest, kind of thought with their core, especially like the free from.
You keep talking.
Yeah, especially with the free from ends. I just felt like they had enough to at least get through the RMRs anyway. Obviously, it wasn't to be. Liquid, oh mate, I feel like they've got everything there to be a top team. But I was watching them yesterday against Complexity, and first map, I think it was the first map they won. They did really, really well. They seemed to have really good chemistry. They were hyping each other up. And
is this Liquid against Complexity?
Yeah, and then I stopped watching on the second map, and it looks like it literally all went downhill from there. Like
we both were watching the first map moment because we were texting, and Liquid's B push was just like their default B was sick. They were just like all over it, and their lurk was great. Skulls was lurking really well. Made Inferno look fun. I wanted to play Inferno after it, and then I watched about 5 rounds of Anubis. I think at one point it was pretty even though. I don't know. Hang on, what was the score on the Anubis map? Because it felt.
I did start watching it, but I think I wasn't really paying too much attention. Liquid started off pretty well on.
Yeah.
On it. I think Complexity came out. I remember Floppy got about 3 kills in the opening round with his Julies. He came out A and killed like 3 of them. But they kind of tried to recover, and then obviously it didn't happen. Like I said, I wasn't paying too much attention, but yeah, they need to be doing better than that, man. Like Yakinda, Twist, Cadian, Naf, like they've got a sick team. They should be doing much better, but hopefully it'll come. Yeah, who knows? But it's even like now. Like I was just looking at fantasy before. I've not done a fantasy for a while, and I was just having a look. And I put Skulls and Caden in it just to kind of bring the cost down. And then I was like, no, because I can't see them doing anything. I just can't imagine it.
Well, Caden I think is always going to do something just because he turns up with like that ace that he had on that round and stuff. But Yakinda's the thing with Yakinda at the moment in Liquid is I'd be actually quite worried if I was him, because they've just bought Twist and Skulls and Cadian, and they're not really going to be looking at those 3 as like the ones. And again, recency bias in CS is like mental, especially the more we do this, the more I realise how just after the last few results, people start looking at like Yakinda as the problem and the person that should be out, even if he could have 5 or 6 good tournaments, but then the last 2 have average and then a really shit one, and that's the person you look at. And he didn't perform well over these. Well, at least against the last match against Complexity, which is all that really mattered when it came down to it. And I thought Skulls looked good. His actual stats don't look like represented across the 3 maps as well as actually I thought he looked good on Inferno. They did win that map, but he looked really handy as a lurk player on that map, like not missing any of the 1v1 battles he should be missing, and just generally looked really consistent. But again, they won that map, so it's a bit I don't know,
Yeah, I think it's hard looking at stats, isn't it? Because stats don't always show the true picture,
mm,
which I don't have great stats, so I preach that quite often. But I do think it's true. Like there is like Skulls plays a lot of roles. He plays a lot of difficult positions, and he's not there to get big stats. He's there to kind of help the other boys get good stats, if you like. Um, so I don't think Skulls is the problem. Pains me to say it. I think Cadian's playing really well, but the only thing I can think is it's more of an in-game leader thing. But maybe they need a bit more time because they're all individually great players. And when you bring great players together, they don't always make a great team. Why not? Like, is it the in-game leader? Is it the coach? Is it just the fact that their personalities clash and they just maybe just don't get on that well? I don't. It's hard to say, isn't it?
yeah. Um, with all these teams, then like the Falcons, Liquid, you know, whoever it is, are you saying they just need more time just to? Is that what we're saying here? That they're just it's new squads. I mean, obviously Falcons already made the big change we talked about in the last episode with Boros out, so that's kind of that done. But
Falcons are a win now team. Like, I don't care what they say. They were saying like, "Oh, we've got like 5 years." Blah blah blah. They're a win now team. So
isn't
it
isn't
depends.
isn't
Like
Liquid
for
that though? I feel like Liquid should be that as well.
yeah, Liquid are as well.
Yeah,
But Fnatic, for example, aren't a win now team, and
they're a win never team. I get it.
yeah, they're fucking not. Yeah, they are shocking. But I was thinking about it earlier. It's like it's a cheap team. It's not too expensive. Uh, are they happy? Do they need to mix it up? Because they're not gonna do very well. But in the same respect, you look at what they've spent on players compared to Falcons and Liquid and Astralis, and they're in the same position.
Yeah, hang on, mate.
What was I talking about?
I think you were talking about. Sorry for that. How Liquid are a win now team, Fnatic aren't.
Uh,
But and the Falcons. I don't know. All I also know is that I was disappointed Gleaming Legion didn't get through, and I actually thought they were going to beat Nine Pandas before they started that game in the last chance qualifier. And I watched it, but it was some time ago now, so I can't remember how it went down exactly. Other than that, Glowing just had the game of his life, and he's like 30 years old. It was mental. He hit
yeah,
85 kills across 3 maps, rating of 1.69 to get them into the major.
that's mad.
and Game of Legion hadn't been playing that bad throughout the series. It felt. I mean, they got to the last chance qualifier, but they wasn't playing that bad at all. And Stacks was pulling out some right calls as well, and it was just like, what can you do against someone that's in that kind of form and like wanting to win? All right, so let's crack on because I'm a liability in this podcast right now. So, is there anyone that you're particularly? We mentioned Falcons, Astralis, Liquid as kind of 3 that we're disappointed missing out. Is there any part of us that is disappointed by like the Into the Breach not going through just for our own British
Nope.
novelties? No, fine, okay, we didn't care. Also, interesting after that, Thomas left anyway, so they're not even got really anyone British
Yeah, he literally joined for the majors.
for the RMRs to get into the major.
Yeah.
Yeah, rejoin.
No. Guild Eagles would have been a bit fun, but they've been boring late as of late. No, I think the ones we mentioned: Liquid, Astralis, Falcons. they would have been fun to have in the teams. I
So,
mean, I think we spoke about Astralis last podcast, didn't we?
well,
Because I think
we
you
did.
weren't through back then.
Yeah, well, we did, but what we didn't. Oh no, because there wasn't. Was it not? No, it was not for the last chance qualifiers unless that game had happened. But anyway, what the main casualties from all these RMRs, right, has been blame effort Astralis, Greyhound completely just sacking their team off, right?
Yeah.
Thomas it into the breach, the Nip roster are pretty much getting blown up. There's just been loads of like casualties as a result of people.
Yeah, I think it's big though, isn't it? Like if you don't make the major and you're Nip, for example,
Yeah.
this is kind of like what I'm talking about, like with all these big teams. Um, the reason I bring it up is because again, I hate to bring them up again because they're absolutely shocking. But Fnatic, like, why have they not made a big change? And it's probably because they didn't throw loads of money at the team. All these other teams and big organizations are like, what the fuck? We need a major. Like, we need to be there at least. They want that sticker money. So they've all kind of made changes, right?
Yep.
But Fnatic didn't. Whether they kind of expected it, which, to be honest, anyone with a brain cell should have expected them not to make it. So yeah, I think if you're spending a lot of money on players, you're gonna sack them off if they're not performing, especially to get to a major. But in this day and age, I feel like people are very, very quickly losing their jobs in sports and esports. If you're not performing, you're gone.
Yep. Yeah, it is like that in like most sports now. Well, look, as a result of, do you think we've touched on the RMRs? Do you think we can move on? Is there anything else you want to,
Well,
other than the
we
fact that
didn't
you
talk
said
about
we didn't talk about
Blame F.
we didn't talk about Grim and his hair or his baldness?
Yeah, I mean, so I messaged you about it. Grim doesn't suit being bald like Elise does. Elise can get away with it.
Oh mate, how
Grim
good was Elise,
doesn't.
by the way? Shout out Elise, guys.
Mate,
Fucking
Elise has been so good. Like, fair play.
yeah, knocking his old team out. All
Yeah.
these stories are just typical. Like the Astralis one and Heroic beating them all the time. Now Elise with Liquid. It is
Yeah.
like a caster's analyst's dream, isn't it, with these kind of things?
Yeah, it's good. The story behind all the teams is quite fun as well. Yeah, Blame F. I wanted to ask your opinion
Sorry,
on
go
Blame
on.
F going. When did he go? A couple of days ago.
Yeah, and they brought in Bro.
So I don't know if we spoke about on the last podcast about Astralis going out. So during the RMRs, Device tweeted out saying he wasn't enjoying. Basically, I'm not quoting him here, but he said he's not enjoying himself on CS at the minute, and it's showing on the server. Do you have an opinion on him tweeting out something like that? And this was before they were knocked out.
Yeah, tweeting that out mid qualification or whatever, like that's stupid. I don't think you should do that. I think you should just keep it in. And I think Device surely's got enough like about him to know that's probably going to be a bit controversial. At least, like, surely if you're your teammates and you're seeing that, you're just like whatever. I mean, I don't know. I think Astralis are a mess. They have been for a while. I think Blame F, right? I guess a lot of people are saying if you've not been to the major for however many, it's just like the fourth major they've missed out on or something like that. They've not made it to. You've got to look at the guy leading it, which is Blame F, which is fine, and I understand that completely because he's leading the team, right? But the guy's he is one of the best players on that team. Like, he's just done the classic, like the Yakinda did, like whoever else like tried to do this IGL role when it's like stick to what you're good at, which is baiting people up a bit, Blame F, but actually killing people. You know, if the issue there is like the coach and the management as well, not just like, and Device, who's probably got a massive say in that team, especially him coming out saying I want an IGL. It's like, oh, God, who knows with this IGL stuff? It's always hard to.
Well, now Device wants to be
That's what I mean.
IGL.
So we've gone from Blame F, who's that was probably a bit out of the blue, wasn't it? If I remember rightly, to Device wanting to do it again is a bit like, okay, you give it a go then. So rather than bring in a proven IGL like a Cadian, interestingly, imagine Cadian went with, they just keep doing this like dance around their star people that just go, I want to do it. Okay, fine. If Device is going to be any good at it, then that's fine. Again, like it's hard to call with IGLing. I found like unless you've given them a go and seen how it works.
I think well, we don't know them personally, do we? I think if we knew them personally, we could say, yeah, I think, yeah, he could do it. But I think sometimes people are misconstrued of what a leader is. I think people just think like, um, I can tell people what to do. I know the game very well. I feel like I can read the game well,
Yeah.
but it's not always about that. Like it's about doing all that, but also looking after your team and putting your team first and doing what's best for your team. And uh, as fucking every man on his dog points out, Blame F isn't that guy. He doesn't really put the team before himself. Probably does the opposite, if anything. Um,
Well,
and
also
that's
the controversy around them sending her
stare.
stare out for the interview and stuff. Which, yeah, I mean, Blame F is a big man, right? Physically, and like you would think he'd
Yeah,
be able to take that kind of shit on his chin, like go out and just go.
stuff like that really surprises me. It's like
That is your example of not a leader.
I get that. That is you're hitting the nail on the head. That's like a perfect example of why you shouldn't be in the in-game leader.
But you
Like,
should
but
be,
also,
but you should be in the team doing your job because you're fucking good at it. Which he is good at it. Blame if is actually
yeah,
really good.
I wouldn't have. Would I have got rid of him? I don't know. Definitely wouldn't have had him in-game leader, but I would have stopped that a long time ago.
They're fucking
Uh,
idiots. They shouldn't have brought Stan and Yabi in.
they're typical of that team.
I
Just
don't think I've,
stacking.
yeah, but I don't think I've ever rated Yabi, Stabby, both players, as well as they've given this hype. Like they were heroic. The only player you'd want of heroic would have been Cadian at that time, in my opinion. No one else had that actual ability to like turn up in the high pressure moments and perform. They were just really good at being third place. It was
I
only
do think I do think Yabi has a role on a top tier, like high top tier team. I do think he does have a role. I think Stown's really good, but his style just
he's good for a
uh,
top for like a tenth place team that's like always going to have a nice little run once in a while.
yeah. I
That's
think
it.
he's similar to Blake F. He's gonna put good stats up, but um he's not gonna help the team really.
But again, it's just shit management at the top. It's shit. You know, if you have device
In fact,
stare, Yabby.
even now, like giving Device in-game leader, it's like what the fuck he's doing? Like, do you not fucking learn? Device has been playing fucking. I'm sorry, like I know he's like one of the best players ever, but he's been playing fucking shit recently. Like he's been missing some absolute sitters.
Yeah, but I feel like with the AWP, I've definitely seen more of like Brokey's devices missing shots that you wouldn't think they should miss in
Yeah,
CS2
no,
compared to
I
CS:GO
agree.
anyway.
I mean, it depends who you're watching. Like, I watch some people and I'm like, they're just hitting everything. I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I watch someone else and it kind of, I don't know. Like, I was thinking the other day, do I appreciate the really good players now because I see all these other uppers missing loads of shots, but uppers are still like up there as the top fraggers. So,
You still need one in a team, 100%.
or two if you're Falcons.
Yeah, or two. That's going to be
No,
interesting.
I think he's gonna rifle,
But
isn't he?
yeah, which I'm actually quite excited to see more
Yeah,
of.
he's gonna go donk on us. He's gonna say, right, all right, donk, let's go.
Yeah, well, yeah. We watched a bit of FPL, didn't we? Was it Simple and Donk in the same team we were watching?
Yeah, simple donk, snappy,
Yeah.
snappy. Who else?
Mir, MVP was playing, was he?
Yeah,
Did they win or lose? They won, didn't they?
yeah, they won.
I remember they were
Yeah,
playing as. It was actually. Do you know what? I actually don't watch much FPL at all. Um, that was. I think it was FPL. It was Face It, right? I guess is Face It. If anyone can tell us, please, that's listening.
yeah,
If
it's
you're just a
Face It.
pro, yeah, it was Face It. If you're just a pro playing that level of Face, which they were, is that just FPL that they were playing? I don't actually know. Whatever. All we know was we were watching like those simple and dunk playing on a team, and I really enjoyed it. Not just because of that, right? But why I enjoyed it probably more than like some of the professional games that we watch is because they do try some stupid shit because they're not. They're less likely to. They will still save and stuff, but they'll try the odd risky maneuver. But also watching it purely from their point of view, like we just watch simples round or donks round
Yeah,
or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Which I know you can do, but when you actually watch the game in certain ways. But when I just whack on Twitch or YouTube and the main channel it's on, it's sometimes the observers or whoever it was they're called that like actually tracks what's happening could just be too. They miss things, or you want to just zone in and just watch it from someone's point of view. So I quite liked it actually.
yeah, it feels more personal just watching it and then seeing him like, even like little stupid things like when he's tabbing and just the comms as well. Really is
Yeah,
really interesting. Like hearing them
and
just
hearing him
talking, do this
tilt,
and well,
he
I was
tilted.
gonna say, I was gonna say the opposite. I was like, he seems a little bit more light-hearted and like joking around a little bit,
Yeah,
and
but he still had a little like moan to himself. He missed a couple of shots. He looked okay. What map was it? Anubis. I think he kicked off. He did well, better in the CT, but on T he looked fucking rusty, to say the least. Anubis
yeah,
T, but I don't know. It's simple. I
yeah.
mean,
People have been
I'm not one
people,
to tell him how to play.
yeah, people have been harping on about his face it results recently, saying he's not
Wow,
been doing.
he did. He looked rusty, mate. He was taking. Again, it's simple. I was about to say he was taking weird peaks, but he would like. It felt like he would wide swing and then be really slow. You know, like when we play and you watch us. You know, if I'm watching you or me and or one of our friends, you're like, why they're moving so slow sometimes, or the other player that they're going against just like stands there and moves slow. It looked a bit like that.
Yeah, sometimes like someone looks at someone,
Yeah,
they don't shoot straight away, and you're like,
yeah,
what?
that's it. That's what it felt like with him. And then
Or someone pops on the screen and they don't react, and you're just like, what?
shoot him, yeah, do something, wave at him. I don't know. Yeah, but then also when he died and like flicked a donk, it was the opposite. And donk was like really quick. Um, maybe
Donk's Donk's so weird. Like it's like he pre-fires angles all the time. Like he knows like what
man.
where they're gonna be, and he'll just go bang. Like he literally knows where they are, and he'll just peek it, bang. Like if you watch that replay in slow motion, like there was one that we saw that was from a
Overpass.
Face It game.
It was an overpass B
Yeah, yeah. You watch it
through the
on
wood.
replay, even slow, yeah, and it's like you didn't even see the guy from his point of view.
That was sus.
But now I think
It
it's
was sus.
he just knows that the guy's just planted the bomb, and that guy knows he was where he was, so he's probably just waiting for him to repeak it. So he knows that he's waiting for him to repeak it. But I would like to watch him more and see how often he pre-fires and there's no one there.
Whenever I watch a pro game and then I play, I pre-fire load, like proper like spam
I started,
smokes.
I've been spamming so much more. The other day I've run out of bullets, just spamming my USP.
Just basically spammed your own smoke when there was no one there, and you just ran out of you.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, I
I
feel
just
like
put a smoke
I
down at CT and just spam the wall, just so I feel like I'm
I'll,
doing something pro.
yeah, I'll die and then be like, oh, I did 94 damage to someone through a smoke. I think I play better when I can't see someone.
Yeah.
Probably got better aim.
Okay, so Blame F. We got sidetracked a bit there. Was one major casualty, but I made a list of which I actually made this a couple of weeks ago when I thought we'd have the podcast sooner. So interestingly, and I was going to make a video about this, but we decided not to / we just don't have time. I want to make videos and everything, but listen, kids, if you're listening out there, don't have kids. If you want to do anything in your life, don't have kids. There's loads of players benched or free agents at the moment, and just fucking good players, like actual good players.
Has Astralis let Blameath go, or was he just benched?
No, he's just benched.
It's JKS that's been let go. He's actually teamless. He's not even benched anymore.
Yeah, who's so on my little list? Or JKS. I mean, how's no one picked JKS up yet as well? Like, what is he doing? He must have offers coming out of his fucking ear holes. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so JKS, Blameath, Degster still not got a team. Who was fucking at one point quality on OG. Head trick, yeah. Mantu in my mind is a solid player. Our boy Smooya, you know. I mean, why is no one picking Smooya up as well? The guy had quality. Never seems to play badly whenever I see him on face it as well.
I don't know. Like, maybe he doesn't want to. He seems like he just likes fucking about doing what he's doing, streaming, and I don't know. I think maybe he doesn't really want to play Bo. Also, like, he puts up good stats, to be fair, but maybe that's because he's not playing against pro players.
Well, maybe. SDY, very big name there. I mean, why wouldn't like an SDY or something go to an Astralis as an in-game leader? Proper good, solid in-game leader there. Like, why wouldn't that? Is it just because it's the Danish thing? I don't know. SDY, I had Patsy on the list, but Patsy's actually gone to Paravision or was playing for Paravision since January, so that's not relevant. Inters and Boros as well. So, mate, there's some good players in there, right? And some good, just like good players. So, I don't know. There's you can make 2 teams nearly out of those players and probably end up performing or getting to a major with them, like you'd argue, some of them, you know. So
yeah, I think there's a lot there for teams to start picking up on. At the moment, I don't know. I feel like teams are all or nothing.
yeah,
They're either like, right, we need to pay fucking millions and get this top team. We need to win now. And then there's other teams that are just like, no, like a Preezy or Bleed. You know, they're getting some half decent players and trying to do something big with, you know, a middle amount, which I respect as well. I think Preezy are just a likable team, aren't they? Like, I quite like that roster. Like, Roy's a great watch. Dupree's just a legend and proper nice guy. Altec seems, you know, he's good. They all play the roles really well. I just think, yeah, they're a good little squad.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I ended up watching them against someone the other day. Who was it? It may well have been Fnatic. I watched them against.
They lost to Fnatic.
Yeah, I think I watched that game. I watched them on Nuke. Did they play Nuke? Let me just check.
Days ago.
No, they didn't play Nuke. Maybe I made that. I watched them recently in some really random thing. That's it. The RES regional theory. Yeah. Anyway,
they should have beat Fnatic.
So one thing I did want to quickly touch on as well is the maps that have been played recently or in the last 6 months, because obviously CS2 has been around now long enough to probably collect some actual real life info on the maps that's been played. And I just went on HLTV, and the only reason I wanted to do this is because I did my own tier list. Like, I was just bored at work and I was like, where would I actually put the current map rotation in terms of my favourite maps? And it is like purely based on my maps. Then I was like, I'm gonna look at what's been played. So in the last 6 months across all event filters, which is like everything from LAN to what they class as big events, major events and stuff, Ancient was played like significantly more than anything else, really, in my mind. Then it's Mirage and Anubis pretty close together. Then Nuke, Overpass, Inferno, and Vertigo bottom. And then on LAN events, or at LAN, again, Ancient out first, but not by much. Anubis second, Mirage, Nuke, Overpass, Vertigo, and then Inferno is bottom. Anything surprising in there? I mean,
No, I mean, I said to you the other day, I was watching someone play Inferno, and this was maybe last week. So that's like a year in Counter-Strike terms. So I was like, oh, I was watching so and so play Inferno. I feel like I haven't watched it or even played it for a while now,
well, you'd be right, yeah.
and I enjoyed it. I kind of missed it a little bit, and I have heard people slating it like, oh, they've ruined it, blah blah. They've not really. I think
It is a tight
Inferno,
map.
it is, but
And
it kind
once
of
you
always
get
has been. I think that tunnel, the ceiling bit on Banana, and even at mid, has closed it down a little bit. But I still like it. Like I still think it's a good map.
the problem with Inferno is if you don't get a site quite quickly, I always find that you're just like dawdling around like either the bottom of Banana or well, not bottom, up Banana, or dawdling outside the apps bit on T side, like second mid. And I just find like if you've not got a game plan and the other team like relatively shutting you down each time, I just find we all just loiter waiting for
Yeah,
someone to do something.
yeah. I think Banana. It's a little bit sad that Banana controls so important, and it's like you've not got Banana control, you're not really getting to be like.
Yeah,
Um, but I think a lot of Inferno is baiting out util, like
yeah.
trying to bait util out from CTs, and then you know. But yeah, it's still a good map. Go on. So
Well, so yeah, but so ancient top, that does not surprise me at all, because, and again, only because of um my well, you went on this little run with us when we were playing loads of Premier, which we're not at the moment, sadly. Me and one of our close friends we played a lot of games with, we were just playing ancient all the fucking time, and we were
yeah, I played
thoroughly
it today.
enjoying it, actually. And actually, think about it now, it is the best map to play. Is there a better map than Ancient? It's like really nicely even. T's can get onto both sides, but you can also retake both sides quite well. Mid is mid. It does its job. It's it's so funny that you're on then, because I keep doing like hold in ones, when you like push them back down. We're just old men.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ancient is Ancient's the best map. When you actually play Ancient, it's just fucking good.
Yeah, I think neither of us are a fan of Vertigo or Nuke. The whole 2-level thing is too much for our little brains.
Mate, Nuke. Oh, we just like, is it? Where is it?
Yeah,
Someone tell me.
I'm starting to like them both. I'm playing them a little bit more. I use the term like loosely. Like they're okay. Inferno, I would definitely put it higher than this played list. Mirage, I was surprised about Mirage. It
I
was
think
second.
people are bored of Mirage, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's second and third. I thought
Because
it'd be
it's
lower down.
standard. Yeah, but it's standard.
Yeah, I
Map.
thought. Yeah, I like Mirage, but I
It's
understand people get
default,
bored of it,
isn't
and
it?
I think that's what happened with Inferno. People have got bored of Inferno. Inferno was the most played map, right, on CS:GO,
That sounds about right. Yeah, that or Mirage, I
or
think.
Mirage? Yeah, one of them. So I thought Mirage would have been lower down as well, but I think Mirage maybe got abused for a while, so people kind of stopped playing it, and now it's finding its way back in again. Inferno's kind of at that stage now where people are a little bit sick of it.
Right.
Hopefully it'll come back in. But Ancient and Anubis are two of the newest maps, and they're fucking good. Both of them are pretty good.
Yeah, I must admit they're. Alright, so I did my actual tier list. So I did in S tier, top tier, I put Ancient, because obviously it is the best map. I actually put Overpass.
Yeah, like that.
I really like Overpass, and I don't know why, because I don't particularly have a good win rate on it. I don't really play it very well. I think it's because it's big and just like I can't
What, you
tell.
like it because it's big?
Yeah, I think I do because
This
it
is
feels
a weird conversation.
it.
Go on.
Well, it feels different to the other maps. Yeah, it feels like really spread out. Something happening over the side of the map can feel very like different to what's happening over where you are. Um, if that makes sense, and I don't know. I think there's a lot of different plays that can happen on Overpass, and
Yeah.
I just like it. I'm not particularly good at it. Like I said, I don't play it well. It's nothing like that. I just feel like it feels very different to the other maps, and I quite like it. There's lots of different areas to it and little battles that go on, and so yeah. So for me, top tier. Let me go through it, and then you can dissect it if you want. Top tier, Overpass and Ancient, my favourite. A tier, so next down, Mirage, it's just standard. Inferno 2, I think, because and again, I think there is an element of nostalgia that always comes with Inferno anyway. So it's like there. Anubis, because Anubis is very good, and then B tier. So basically, my worst choice maps are Vertigo and Nuke, and then it's like I wanted to put one higher than the other. So in B I put Nuke because I'd rather Nuke over Vertigo, and then C I put Vertigo. Nothing in D, man. Nothing's that
If
bad. I still play all of them.
yeah, I was gonna say if now you're
That
saying it out loud, is your map, is it the same? Your tier list?
yeah, I think it sticks like that. Yeah, the only one I don't think it would change anything for me. No, that's how I'd stick it.
Yeah. I mean,
What would you do? What would you change?
I'll take Overpass out of S tier, maybe put it in B.
Oh,
Um, I'd keep Ancient in S tier, and I'm trying to think now. Maybe Nuke. Yeah, I'd say Nuke and Vertigo probably stay the same. I'd move Overpass down to B, keep Ancient in S tier, probably on its own. I don't know though, because I'm trying to think. I have an opinion of what maps are good and what aren't, but I'm also like contradicting myself in my head, being like, when it's, let's say it was just on a roulette wheel,
mm,
and you're just gonna play a one game,
yeah.
and this map turns up. Are you glad it's that map? Are you just indifferent, or are you gutted? Sometimes when it's Vertigo, like I could be like, fuck's sake. But with the rest of them, I'm kind of like, don't mind.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Like when I'm playing competitive, I just click all the maps apart from Office.
Mm.
I'll play everything.
Have,
So
have you ever played a competitive hostage map? I don't think I've ever done it.
no, I think we should do it.
I was just thinking that I could maybe be up for that. I wonder how different it is.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
that seems
really
like.
good and actually no one actually plays it. Then when you really do focus in on trying to rescue hostages, it's actually really really fun.
Do you think there's people that just play it? That
Weird, probably. Um, I'd love it if they dropped at Vertigo, and if they swapped Vertigo and Nuke, that would be so funny. And they brought in
or
Train
what?
and Cash. Oh, what a map pool! That's actually a sick map pool.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, for me. Um, okay, so uh,
Bring Dust 2 back.
do you know what I've played a lot of Dust 2 recently on just gone competitive when that's my
Dust 2
go-to.
is such a good map, man. Like I know it's been played to death, but it is such a good map.
The thing about it is, if you play it on competitive, which obviously is like the pits, it really is, and I know it is. There's just loads of weird people that play just Dust 2 competitive, and I've come across a lot of them recently. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
one.
yeah, exactly. Right, so maybe we should get wrapping this up because it's late and I've effed
Yeah.
everything up. What have we got next coming up? We've got the Blast Spring Showdown, which starts tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'm
Um,
just a fantasy team for that, so get on it.
okay, I'll do that, which is like 2 spots at the spring finals and whatever. Interestingly, I wonder if the guys that didn't make the major are the ones that really perform for that, like the likes of Falcons and Liquid and Gamer Legion and stuff, because they've got like nothing. Like this is what they need to perform at. Do you know what I mean?
They do, but also Spirit are there, so yeah.
Okay, so Spirit and who else do we think will go through? So only two. So Spirit's one.
I need a list of teams. I feel like Falcons are going to do okay at
Falcons,
this one.
Cloud9, Heroic.
I'm not just saying that because Simple's on the team.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't
I
it?
think Simple's going to be a bit underwhelming, but I think Falcons might do okay. But who's going to do well against Spirit? I feel like that's got to be someone surprising.
There'll be someone like Cloud9. Just like gives them a real hard time.
Do you think Cloud9 are going to do well?
Oh, I don't know, man. I think they've just got to sort out this warp situation, but just lose Exile and bring in fucking Zorti. I said it last time. That's your fix there, and everyone can thank me later. Interestingly, looking at this little team list, mate, Ninjas in Pajamas are the second from bottom worst team in this groups. OG are higher, Elevate and Metzi Sport are higher.
Yeah, because OG have got heavy good.
That's it. That is the only reason. They're heavy with it. So we've got that coming up. I'm actually looking forward to seeing some of that CS. I don't know why.
Yeah, it'll be a good tournament.
Probably because
Do you know why? I think take Spirit out of it. You've not got like FaZe or Vitality or anyone that's just going to steamroll everyone, and you've got all these teams like Liquid and Nip and Heroic that are kind of new and not doing too great.
Yeah.
Oh, Complexity are there as well. Yeah, Complexity could do well.
Yeah, but again, I just wonder whether these. I don't know. We'll see.
Halzark's been playing well recently as well. I wanted to shout him out.
Yeah, fair enough. And then the Sunday after is the opening stage of the major, and oh my god, looking at this, it is true what a lot of people have been saying. Like, it must be something to do with the format or something. If you go on the opening stage of the major, I don't know if you found it, the list of teams, it's not exciting. It is not. I just don't know. It's not feeling that. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The group stages gets better, but that opening stage, have you seen it? With the likes of Imperial Legacy and Invision.
No, I've just got on the.
Anyway. So
yeah,
can I also say that I've been a bit of a traitor and I've been watching some League of Legends stuff. And I must say, Counter-Strike is so much better to watch than League of Legends. Like, bless me. League of Legends is just awful.
Yeah, I mean, watching it's just. I mean, we've both been trying to play it recently. I've never played it before, so just trying to grasp it, and it's good. I like playing with our mates. That's fun, but it's not fun as into like in comparison to like an FPS.
It's basically not fun.
No, I think it will be, and it's good to play with people and stuff. But yeah, I was saying to someone today as well. It's just not as pleasing. If you do something good on League, it's nowhere near as satisfying as doing something
just
good
a
on
headshot.
CS. Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, not even close. But
right. Well, let's wrap it up there because I've wasted enough of your evening. And
yes,
thank you everyone for tuning in as always. Thank you for any comments you send. Shaquille O'Peel, I see you. You need to
also,
up, man.
Just a reminder to everyone, Diz said he will give you a £10 skin if you beat him in a 1v1. So
we can't just say my name's Barack Obama and then good luck finding me.
Yeah, true. So yeah, everyone take you up on that offer. That's a sick offer. Oh, and also I think you called me out as well, so we might have to have a 1v1 soon.
Alright, that if I give you the skin, it goes in If I buy you,
No, I don't want to take your money. I'll just beat you just for the glory.
all right, fine. All right, well look, GG, and see you guys soon.
Peace.